संगीत ओ म्युझीक हें आमच्या गोंयकारांच्या रोगतानूच भरिल्लें आहा हें तर खरें. तर गोंयचे थोडे तरणाटे संगिताच्या जगांत गोंया भायर काम करून एक्सपिरियन्स घेवन शिकून गोंयच्या मोगा खातीर गोंयान परत येवन इन्फॉर्मेशन टॅक्नॉलॉजी वापरून संगीत कशें घडटात तांच्यो काणयो आयच्या एपिसोडान आमी तुमचे मुखार हाडटा. हाचे खातीर गेल्या जुलायान आमी बाणावले, दाबोली आनी मेर्शे गेल्या. सगळ्यान पयलीं बाणावलेची काणी.
In the year 2006, I was working in the recording studio in Margao. That's called Whitney Recordings, and I was learning all my skills under this engineer called Orville Rodrigues. I was there from 2006 to 2008. I worked under him. Then I got a chance in Bombay, and then I was working for this advertisement, and we were doing a lot of advertising and doing a lot of voiceovers, a lot of radio spots, and I was also doing some promo production for the channel Walt Disney. So this was in the year 2008 to 2010. I learned a lot from Bombay. Until today what I have is all because of Bombay, what I learned. So it was a good experience, but the thing is, like, I was coming from a band background where I used to go and play gigs, and I had my band, so I used to be playing in the band, and there Bombay I used to only just record other people and I was not getting a chance. I was not getting a chance. So I just thought, like, what am I doing? Like, I'm not enjoying what I'm doing. So I just thought, I said I should go back to Goa and start something of my own and make a name for my own self. Yeah, and that was the idea, to come back. But there were people who would tell me, don't make that mistake of going back. You stay here and continue with your career. And I said, okay. I used to like listen, and then no, I have to go back, man. Yeah. So that's how I just got back. And then I was really like lost. I don't know, that first few months I could not figure out like what I will do. I think I was much better in Bombay, so that kind of feeling and that kind of those thoughts were coming back. So then but I was getting some small project which I used to just record them in my bedroom with some 2 speakers near fields, and that's it. जेन्ना हांव गोंयांत आयलो 2010 to 2014 हांव राया काम करतालो, आनी तो स्टुडियो जावन आसा जॉर्ज कोयलो हाचो, आनी थंयसर हांव जायतें शिकलो, जायतें एक्सपिरियन्सूय मेळ्ळें. इन 2015 हांवें म्हजो स्टुडियो सुरू केलो, आनी दीस इज माय ड्रीम कम ट्रू.
Times that you ran on my parade, all the clubs you get in using my name. You think you broke my heart, boy, for goodness sake. You think I'm crying, oh my, well I ain't.
15 म्हयने जाले हो स्टुडियो बांदल्यार, आनी हांगासर भरपूर आर्टिस्ट, सिंगर्स आनी तशेंच जायते तियात्रिस्ट तांणी येवन हांगा रिकॉर्डिंग केल्लीं आसात, आनी हाजे फुडें आनीकूय जायतीं रिकॉर्डिंगां हांगासर जावचीं आसात. There are times that we go through a lot of hard work when we do all these things. When people look at it, it looks very fancy and other things, like everything is so simple, it's all automatic because of the software and all. But things are not like that. Things are not that easy. We actually sit down for hours, and sometimes we don't know when the sun rises and when the sun sets. It's that much hard work we put into, and sometimes it even continues till the early morning of the next day. Despite all the hard work My satisfaction lies in making sure that every job done at my studio is done to its fullest potential. And then when I see my work out in the market, maybe the posters or the product which is out in the market or maybe through a television media, I feel very happy. So जायते माझे फ्रेंड्स म्हाका म्हणटाले अरे तूं कित्याक पोर्चुगीज पासपोर्ट करून वचना आनी म्हण हांव तेंका एवॉयड कोतालो because I used to believe in myself and I know like what I'm going to do, like I know I can earn a living out of that. But मुण्या एक मुगे एक wish आहा की I want to show them that I'm going काम कोण I can still go there for a holiday and show them that I can still come for a holiday for a place like UK or any other parts of Europe, working in Goa. Means, in other words, there are a lot of opportunities in Goa itself where you can do a lot of things, but you just have to find out and you have to make use of your talents, what God has given you. Yeah, it was a right decision for me to come down and start my own recording studio, which I'm doing very well by God's grace. A lot of artists come here and when they record and when they go back, they always just leave a message saying that okay, this is one of the best studio, which gives me a lot of satisfaction and I feel very happy. हे जावन आसा आमचो ओलाप बाब हाचें कांतार आनी हाचें नांव जावन आसा शेजारचें लिली, which is one of my favorite. Jekk mar ċiru garra sam karġieta Jekk demħax li pajkut maċċe bieta Għaweta tu jisorten moġe fartlani veta Għaw ponġe pawot te rogres ponġe bauta Bosta zoni laċir Noko kona ila taċir Dorot tattu moġir Anik na kona ċir Bosta zone latir, noko kona ila tatir, dorot tatsu mojer, anik na kona cher. Misak gelen misak mojer chits bakar bosta, awen gayon keller bodlen gayon nakuta. Misak cher sidid na utta ani bosta, shanti diu chavelar maka, I love you bunta. Desta zala pisze, taka sos małcie kosze, solo turwosze, wole duklo kosze.
वेलरॉय बाबाचो युरोपाक वचून हॉलिडे करपाचो आवडो बेगीनच पुरो जावचो म्हूण आशा धरून आनी ताचे उमेदीन भरून आमी बाणावलेच्यान दाबोली वचपाचे वाटेक लागल्या. हांगासर एक 20 वर्सांच्या तरणाट्यान थोडी वर्सां फाटीं आपलो स्वताचो ओरिजिनल रॉक कॉम्पोजिशनाचो एक आल्बम पब्लिश केल्लो. ताची खबर घेवया.
I've been into music right from the time I was 6 years old, but it was never really serious at that time. I was just, playing a lot of instruments. My dad taught me the drums and a bit of the guitar. Then I took interest in learning the keyboards, but when I asked my grandfather, who was a professional violin luthier and piano tuner, he told me that it would be better for me to learn the violin as it helps in one's overall musical development, and a lot of other musical instruments will be easier to learn in the future. So I decided to take it up. I decided to learn the violin, and I feel that was the turning point for me in my life. That's when I really developed my ear for music, which is the most important thing. Yeah, so then I enrolled to the Pilar Music School and then later at the Kala Academy in Panjim. So I studied there for about 6 years. I did 6 years of violin training, and that was it. Then later on, after those 6 years, I took interest in the guitar more because that was, it was more interesting for me as a kid. Like I wanted to be a kind of I wanted to be a rock star and stuff like that. So so that's how I shifted onto the guitar. And that was it. That I started practicing. I learned the guitar on my own. I started practicing. I started doing a lot of work on my own, and reached a level where I could perform. So I participated in a lot of competitions, a lot of inter-school competitions. There was this competition that was organized by the Don Bosco Pass pupils, which I won. It was a solo singing competition. I won that, so that was a huge boost for me. Then immediately there was another competition organized by World Vision India, which was on like it was a music competition where we had to compose our own song and perform it. So that also I was privileged to have won. So that from that time I started getting into original music. I wanted to record my songs. I wanted to have my own compositions out there. I tried a lot to get a recording studio, get someone to do it for me, but it was very tough. I mean, I couldn't really approach anyone. A lot of people were busy, a lot of things came in the way. So I decided, okay, I'll learn it myself, since I had been a self-taught musician for most of my life. I decided I'll teach myself a little more. Got into music production. I started learning software. I started getting certain equipment which I required to record. And yeah, that was it. So then I decided, I got about 8 songs together, very basic recordings, not professional at all. But yeah, the compositions were great. I really enjoyed the composing part of it. I got these 8 songs together and I came up with an album. So this was like a real boost. I felt this is what I want to do, this is what my future should be. And music production for me, more than anything else, for me it is like a study of music as a whole. It's like it involves everything about music. It's not just like you studying about the guitar or you studying about the violin or the keyboards. It's about you studying of the whole of music, that's what appealed to me. And I decided to pursue my studies in music production. I went on searching for colleges and I found this amazing college in Mumbai. It's called the True School of Music, a music school actually. That's where I got myself enrolled, and I spent about a year and a half studying music production there. At the college I had the privilege of learning from a lot of international faculty, like teachers from the UK, teachers from Germany, from the US. So this really gave me a huge insight into what music production is all about. And yeah, that was that. I got certified in music production. Then I realized that maybe Mumbai isn't working out for me really well, and as I'm a Goan, I'm extremely attached to my motherland as every other Goan is. I decided I'll come back home and do something in music production for Goa. That's how I decided to get back to Goa. Although there's an ocean of opportunities in Bombay, I decided I'll come to Goa and start something new, be a startup. So that's what I did, and here I am. My debut album titled Reality was released by me at the age of 17. It consisted 8 tracks which I recorded right here in my humble home studio. All the tracks were composed by me. I arranged the music, I composed the lyrics, I recorded all of the tracks right here. I played all the instruments and of course delivered the vocal parts. So these songs were some of my first compositions which got recorded. And yeah, the CDs should be available at Puttado's Panjim and probably Margam as well. After I finished my course in music production at the True School of Music in Mumbai, I decided to come back to Goa. I decided to start something new here and be different, really stand out. And so far it's been really great. I've worked on a couple of like films and documentaries, jingles. I've also conducted 2 workshops here, so it's going great for me. Yeah, let's hope for the best. So the greatest influence in my musical taste has been the Beatles. Okay, they were after I heard the Beatles, my whole concept of what music should be for me changed. So I'm basically a classic rock musician. That's what I love. I'm totally into artists like Jimi Hendrix, then the Doors, Eric Clapton, all of these guys, the late 60s stuff. I feel that that music was completely honest. It was very soulful, and I feel that's what music should be. That's what it should be. It should not be about being commercial and being out there. It should be something very personal. It should touch people's lives. Otherwise, it doesn't have a meaning really. So that's what I want to do. Like that's what I want to do, and I want to in my life achieve a level of expertise that is global. Like that's what I aspire to do. I aspire to reach the standard of international artists. That's why I pursued my musical education. I feel that it's important to think big. It may happen, may not happen, but I feel that it's really important to aspire for these things, and that would be my message to everyone else as well. Aspire for big things. You definitely will reach there, and I aim to take this new genre which I'm trying to create to a global level, and I'm sure that a lot of people will be amazed to see what Goa has to offer. So yeah, I'm going to run you through the equipments required to be into music production. So yeah, the first most important thing is a laptop or a computer with a software which is called a DAW. It stands for Digital Audio Workstation. So that's the main thing. As you can see here, this is Logic Pro 10. This is the software that I use for my work. After that, in order to record instruments, external instruments, you can do a lot of stuff internally. You can record a lot of software instruments which are inbuilt, which are in the software, or you could use third-party plugins, a lot of stuff like that. But if you want to record something externally, such as a guitar or a drum kit, you will need an external sound card. So this is my Line 6 Pod UX2, okay, a sound card. You get a lot of these, they are available, and this is important. So this has inputs which you can just plug into and take it into the laptop, take it into your software. After this, you would also require a MIDI controller, something like this, a MIDI keyboard. This is like a small one. It's a mini MIDI keyboard. You get some with more octaves. There are various different MIDI controllers available. This gives you ease, in terms of feeding MIDI signals into the computer. Instead of working it through your computer keyboard, you could use this, which is a much more musical interface to work on. So yeah, this is your MIDI controller. You also require a pair of good studio monitors. Here I have my Yamaha HS8 studio monitors. These are very important when it comes to mixing your songs. And of course, you'll also require a pair of headphones. So headphones are great. They give you a more detailed insight into your work, which would not really be possible with the studio monitors. So yeah, these are the basic things which would be needed. When it comes to recording vocals, you usually use a condenser mic, which is here, which has been mounted here. You could also use a dynamic mic, which a lot of artists do use, but a condenser mic is more popular in a studio setting. This is more popular when it comes to live performance. So right here I have a T-bone condenser mic, which has a cardioid polar pattern, and it's installed onto a shock mount. This thing here that you can see around the mic, it's a shock mount, and in order to avoid a lot of your purrs and s's which come while you sing, there's a pop filter here which is attached. This cuts out all the unwanted sibilants and the purrs, s's. Yeah, so this is the basic setup for vocal recording. The mic would be connected into the sound card, the external sound card, which would then go in through the software. So in order to have a decent studio setup, a music production setup, you would have to shell out about $1 lakh. This is for a decent setup. It could also be if you compromise on certain equipment, it would come to a lesser amount. So I'll just have a brief overview of what's going on here in the software. This is the arrangement view that you can see here. This is where all the stuff gets recorded, and you can see it in terms of a timeline. You also have a mix view. This is your mixer. So these are all the tracks. They are displayed vertically here, and in the arrangement view they are displayed horizontally, and you can also see the track. You can also see the track in terms of a timeline. So here I have a couple of MIDI tracks here. So as I said, you can record MIDI using software instruments, or you could also go in external where you record a guitar or a drum kit. So these are MIDI tracks which I have here: the kick, the rim click, snare, hats, all of these are MIDI tracks. And right here at the bottom I have my audio guitar tracks. So I recorded guitar here. These are audio, as you can see, and these are MIDI. So yeah, basically this is an original composition of mine. It's an instrumental. I could just play a small part of it. So if you see, I'm going to solo each part. Okay, so I'm going to solo each track now, so you'll get an idea of what's going on. This is just the kick. You have the snare. You have the hi-hats. The fills. Your bass guitar. Piano, yeah, and so on and so forth. Then you have your other audio tracks here. So just a quick overview of the software, of the structure of the software. As I said, this is Logic Pro 10. Here you have a library. If you click up here, you'll have a library. You can select all your software instruments here. You can choose stuff, pop strings, orchestral, whatever. Yeah. So these are the inbuilt stock instruments that you have. You can also check out external plugins. So you'll need to download or buy third-party plugins. So that can be inserted onto a track. Drum plugin, yeah. So I have this kit here. Okay, this is a third-party plugin. You can use third-party plugins, or you could also use the stock stuff. So third-party plugins I use because they usually have a more realistic sound as compared to the stock plugins. But Logic's stock stuff is also quite good, I must say. Then you have your normal stuff. This is your record button. You have your click, your metronome, yeah, play, pause, all of that. This part here shows the subdivisions of the bar, the BPM you have here. It's at 87. Your time signature key. Now, in terms of recording externally, so if I want to connect my guitar, I'll have to open up this driver software which is called Pod Farm. So this helps me to hook up a lot of other instruments. Here I have my input settings, so I can choose my inputs. Instrument, mic 1, mic 2, line 1, line 2. These are all the inputs which are available on my external sound card. I adjust the level here. And so this is basically a guitar-based driver software. So you can, you have a lot of these famous guitar presets here, which you can use if you want to include them in your track. So this is an original of mine. It's called "The World Keeps Turning Around." It was a part of my debut album titled "Reality." It's strange how life is called a race, when some got to start off behind the others they face. But you smile or frown, the world keeps turning around. It's strange, how can we not be insane when we can start off a war just 'cause some people ain't the same? But white or brown, the world keeps turning around. It keeps getting stranger. It's strange to be playing such a game that we can't understand at all. Win or lose, it's the same. 'Cause someday we'll hit the ground and the world will keep turning around. The world keeps turning around. The world keeps turning around. Yeah, so I'm enjoying it here in Goa. Every now and then I need to get back to Bombay to get a lot of big opportunities, you know, work that will really make me challenge myself. But I have to be here, you know. Goa's my motherland. I just have to be here. I want to do something for Goa, and I believe that something or the other will work out, and it will be huge. My advice to a lot of youngsters out there is to just aim for improving your art, you know, improving your skills, improving what you do. Don't think about the other side of it, you know. Don't think about what comes with it. Think about honing your skills, getting it up to a standard which is truly global. And there is no dream that's too big. Everything is possible. So just do your best, and God will do the rest. Cool.
गेल्या सुमनाच्या प्रश्नाचो जबाब जावन आसा ऑप्शन डी, लेजर स्कॅनिंग. प्रश्नाचो सारको जबाब दिवन इनाम जिखपी जावन आसा दत्ताराज बोरकार. इनाम जावन आसा कार्बन पॉलिमर 5 पावर बँक, आनी हो बुयॉन्सी कन्सल्टंट्स हांणी स्पॉन्सर केला. इनाम जिखप्यान आपलो इनाम स्पॉन्सराच्या दाखयल्ल्या एड्रेसारसून दाखयल्ल्या मनशाक कॉन्टॅक्ट करून 7 दिसां भितर कलेक्ट करचो. ह्या सुमानाचो प्रश्न: हांगा दाखयल्ल्या सॉफ्टवेरा मदलें खंयचें सॉफ्टवेअर सावंड एडिटिंगाक वापरिनात? लॉजिक प्रो, एंड्रॉयड स्टुडियो, ऑडेसिटी ओ वेबपॅड? तुमच्यो एंट्री तुमी बेरेस्तार मेरेन ह्या नंबराचेर ह्या फॉर्मॅटान SMS करच्यो. एका मोबायल नंबरा वयल्यान आनी एका मनशान एकूच एंट्री धाडची.